Hello and welcome to the Newsdome. My name is Rahul Jain and we'll be predicting the 25 Oscar nominations in all the 23 categories. So let's begin. So for Best Picture, I have Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, A Complete Unknown, Emilia, Perez, The Substance, Wicked, Dune Part 2, A Real Pain and Nickel Boys. I pretty much believe that the first 9 films are locked to get nominated for Best Picture. The battle begins for the 10th spot between Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, September 5, Nosferatu, All We Imagine Is Light, Challengers and I Am Still Here. Nickel Boys, Sing Sing and September 5 are the front runners for that number 10 spot. Nosferatu, All We Imagine Is Light, Challengers and I Am Still Here can make a surprise entry as Oscars are very unpredictable. So I pretty much believe that Nickel Boys, Sing Sing and September 5 are the front runners. I have currently put Nickel Boys at number 10 spot, but I might switch it up with Sing Sing or September 5. If I do it, I'll update down in the comment section below. So after that, for Best Director, I have Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbett for The Brutalist, Jack Odiard for Emilia, Perez, Edward Berger for Conclave and Chloe Farja for The Substance. The other directors who can make a surprise entry are Payal Kapadia for All We Imagine Is Light, Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2, James Mangold for Complete Unknown, Rimmel Ross for Nickel Boys and John M. Chu for Wicked. I pretty much believe that the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated for Best Director. The battle begins for the 5th spot between Chloe Farja, Payal Kapadia, Denis Villeneuve and James Mangold. Chloe Farja is the front runner to get nominated for Best Director. Payal Kapadia can make a surprise entry for All We Imagine Is Light as the film is getting more love from the international voting bloc. That's why she can make a surprise entry. Denis Villeneuve is very well known among the voting bodies, so he can also make a surprise entry as well. A Complete Unknown is getting that late Oscar love among the voting bodies, so James Mangold can make a surprise entry, but the chances are very low, but he can make a surprise entry as well. The chances for Rimmel Ross to get nominated for Nickel Boys are very low, so there is a possibility that we can see a switch happening with Jack Odiard and Edward Berger getting snubbed for Chloe Farja, Payal Kapadia, Denis Villeneuve, James Mangold and Rimmel Ross, but the chances are very low, but there is a possibility as Oscars are very unpredictable in the Best Director lineup and Chloe Farja is the front runner for that 5th spot. Payal Kapadia has got that international love supporting her for All We Imagine Is Light, and personally I'm really hoping and praying that she gets nominated for Best Director and Best Screenplay as well, but I pretty much believe that Chloe Farja will get nominated for The Substance. The next is Best Actress. I have Demi Moore for The Substance, Mikey Madison for Anora, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia, Perez, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked and Fernando Torres for I Am Still Here. The other actresses who can make a surprise entry are Pamela Anderson for The Last Showgirl, Maria John Baptiste for Hard Truth, Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl, Angelina Jolie for Maria and Saoirse Ronan for The Outrun. I pretty much believe that the first 3 are locked to get nominated for the Oscars. There can be a surprise with Cynthia Erivo, Fernando Torres, Pamela Anderson and Maria John Baptiste. There is a chance that Maria John Baptiste might get nominated for Best Actress because there is a history that Oscars love to support their veteran actors, and Maria John Baptiste for Hard Truths might get nominated for Best Actress, and there can be a switch happening with Cynthia Erivo and Fernando Torres as well, and Pamela Anderson can also make a surprise entry for The Last Showgirl also. The next category is Best Actor. I have Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet for Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. The other actors who can make a surprise entry are Daniel Craig for Queer and Hugh Grant for Heretic. I have put Sebastian Stan at 5th spot and I have snubbed it with Daniel Craig. I pretty much believe that Sebastian Stan will get nominated for The Apprentice as he will get love from the international voting bloc and Daniel Craig will get love from the American voting bloc. So the 5th spot is pretty much up for grabs. I believe that the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated. The battle will happen for that 5th spot between Sebastian Stan, Daniel Craig and Hugh Grant. So let's see who will get nominated at the Oscars. For Best Supporting Actress, I have Zoe Saldana for Emilia, Perez, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Isabel Rossellini for Conclave, Jamie Lee Curtis for The Last Showgirl, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. The other actresses who can make a surprise entry are Selena Gomez for Emilia Perez, Margaret Qualley for The Substance, Monica Barbaro for Complete Unknown, Daniel Deadwyler for The Piano Lesson, and Anjanou Ellis-Taylor for Nickel Boys. I pretty much believe that the first three are locked to get nominated for Best Supporting Actress. The battle begins for the 4th and 5th spot, and there are so many actresses that easily can get nominated in this spot as well. I have put Jamie Lee Curtis and Felicity Jones to get nominated, but I really hope that Margaret Qualley or Daniel Deadwyler get nominated over Jamie Lee Curtis, so they can make a surprise entry as well. Selena Gomez and Monica Barbaro can also make a surprise entry as a Complete Unknown, and Emilia Perez might get over nominated, so they can also make an entry into the Best Supporting Actress as well. And we can see a very big surprise entry from Anjanou Ellis-Taylor from Nickel Boys as well. The next is Best Supporting Actor. I have Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for Complete Unknown, Yura Borisov for Anora, Guy Pearce from The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong from The Apprentice. The other actors who can make a surprise entry are Clarence McLean for Sing Sing and Jonathan Bailey for Wicked, Denzel Washington from Gladiator 2, and Stanley Tucci from Conclave. I pretty much believe that the first four are locked to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor. The battle begins between the 5th spot between Jeremy Strong and Clarence McLean. So I have put Jeremy Strong at the number 5th position, but I will not be surprised if Clarence McLean takes that 5th spot over Jeremy Strong at the Oscars. Next is Best Original Screenplay. I have Anora, The Brutalist, The Substance, A Real Pain, and All We Imagine Is Light. The other films who can make a surprise entry are September 5 and Challengers. I know I have put All We Imagine Is Light at that 5th spot. I truly believe that we can see a surprise for All We Imagine Is Light at the Best Original Screenplay Award, and I really hope that it gets nominated for Best Original Screenplay or Best Director, or even make a surprise entry at Best Picture. So my heart is saying to stay with All We Imagine Is Light at that 5th spot, but my logical mind is saying that September 5 or Challengers might take that 5th spot away from All We Imagine Is Light. But I am hopeful and I am praying that All We Imagine Is Light gets nominated for Best Original Screenplay. So I am staying with All We Imagine Is Light at that 5th spot, and I'll be not surprised if September 5 or Challengers takes that 5th spot away from All We Imagine Is Light. The next is Best Adapted Screenplay. I have Conclave, A Complete Unknown, Emilia Perez, Sing Sing, and Nickel Boys. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Dune Part 2, Wicked, and I Am Still Here. I pretty much believe that the first three are locked to get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. The real battle begins for that 4th and 5th spot between Sing Sing, Nickel Boys, Dune Part 2, Wicked, and I Am Still Here. I am pretty much certain that Sing Sing and Nickel Boys will get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, but for surprises we can see Dune Part 2, Wicked, and I Am Still Here. Among these three films, one or two films can make a switch with Sing Sing and Nickel Boys for Best Adapted Screenplay. The next is Best International Feature Film. I have Emilia Perez, I Am Still Here, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Kneecap, and The Girl with the Needle. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Flow, Vermiglio, How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies, Universal Language, and Santosh. The first two spots are locked to get nominated for Best International Feature Film. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot are up for grabs between 6 films, and we can see surprise entry from Flow, Vermiglio, and How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. Flow can get nominated for Best International Feature Film as it is the front runner for Best Animated Film as well. So there can be a huge amount of love to make it nominated for Best International Film as well. Vermiglio can make a surprise entry as well as it has got good reviews among the voting bodies, and How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies is a very lovely film and it has a lot of heart attached to it, so it is a very feel good film, so it can also get nominated. So The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Kneecap, and Girl with the Needle, among these three films, 1, 2 or all the 3 films might get snubbed for Flo, Vermiglio and How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies for Best International Feature Film. The next is Best Documentary Feature. I have The No Other Land, Black Box Diaries, Daughters, Sugarcane and Soundtrack to Coup d'etat. The other documentaries that can make a surprise entry are The Remarkable Life of Evelyn, Porcelain War, Dahomey and Will and Harper. The first 4 documentaries are locked to get nominated for Best Documentary Feature. The 5th place is up for grabs between these remaining 5 documentaries. I have put Soundtrack at 5th place, but I'll not be surprised if it gets snubbed for the remaining 4 documentaries that I have mentioned below. The next category is Best Animated Feature. I have Flo, The Wild Robot, Inside Out 2, Wallace and Gromit, Murder Most Foul and Memoir of a Snail. These 5 films will easily get nominated for Best Animated Feature if there is a surprise. And the chances are very low, but if there is a surprise, we can see Moana 2 making in a surprise entry at the Best Animated Feature, but the chances are very low. The next is Best Cinematography. I have The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu and Maria. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Wicked, A Complete Unknown, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, The Substance and The Girl with the Needle. So I pretty much believe that the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated for the Oscars. The 5th place is up for grabs. We can see a switch happening between Maria, Wicked, A Complete Unknown, Emilia Perez and Nickel Boys. Right now I'm going with Maria for the 5th spot, but I'll not be surprised if it gets snubbed with the remaining 4 films, that is Wicked, A Complete Unknown, Emilia Perez and Nickel Boys. The next is Best Editing. I have Anora, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez and A Complete Unknown. The other films that can make a surprise entry are September 5, The Brutalist, Challenges, Wicked, The Substance and Nickel Boys. So the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated for the Oscars. The 5th place is up for grabs. I am going with A Complete Unknown, but we can see September 5, The Brutalist or Challenges or even Wicked to get nominated for Best Editing. The very close battle is between A Complete Unknown, September 5, The Brutalist and Challengers. So we'll see who will take that 5th spot, but right now I'm going with A Complete Unknown. Next is Best Production Design. I have Wicked, Dune Part 2, The Brutalist, Conclave and Nosferatu. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Gladiator 2, Emilia Perez, The Substance and A Complete Unknown. I am pretty much certain that these are the 5 films that will get nominated for Best Production Design, but Gladiator 2, Emilia Perez and The Substance and The Complete Unknown can make a surprise entry into Best Production Design as well. The next is Best Costume Design. I have Wicked, Nosferatu, Conclave, Dune Part 2 and Maria. The other films that can make a surprise entry are A Complete Unknown, Gladiator 2, Emilia Perez, The Brutalist and Blitz. I'm pretty much certain that the first 3 spots are locked to get nominated for Best Costume Design. The battle is for the 4th and 5th spot between Dune Part 2, Maria, A Complete Unknown, Gladiator 2 and Emilia Perez. So we'll see who will get nominated for that 4th and 5th spot. Right now I'm going with Dune Part 2 and Maria, but I have a strong inclination that A Complete Unknown can make a surprise entry into the Best Costume Design with Gladiator 2 or Emilia Perez as well, and we can see a switch happening with Dune Part 2 and Maria. The next is Best Makeup and Hairstyle. I have The Substance, Wicked, Nosferatu, A Different Man and Dune Part 2. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Emilia Perez, Beetlejuice and Waltzing with Brando. I pretty much believe that the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyle. Battle is between Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez and Beetlejuice. For Emilia Perez, the lead actress has a transformation happening in the movie, so there is a huge chance that Emilia Perez will get nominated over Dune Part 2 for Best Makeup and Hairstyle. If I change my mind, I'll update in the comments below, but right now I'm going with Dune Part 2, but Emilia Perez will get over nominated and we can see that happening in Best Makeup and Hairstyle as well. And Beetlejuice can make a surprise entry. There is a chance, but the chances are very low. The next category is Best Visual Effects. I have Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Better Man, Gladiator 2 and Wicked. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine, Mufasa the Lion King, Twisters and Civil War. So I pretty much believe that the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated for best visual effects. The battle will happen for the 5th spot between Wicked, Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine and Mufasa the Lion King, and Twisters also can make a surprise entry as well. But the real battle is between Wicked, Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine and Mufasa. I am going with Wicked as it might also get over nominated at the Oscars, but Alien Romulus and Deadpool and Wolverine can make a surprise entry for that 5th spot as well. Next category is best sound. I have Dune Part 2, Wicked, A Complete Unknown, Gladiator 2 and Emilia, Perez. The other films that can make a surprise entry are The Wild Robot, Blitz, Alien Romulus and Deadpool and Wolverine. I am pretty much certain that the first 4 spots are locked to get nominated for best sound. There is a battle happening for the 5th spot between Emilia, Perez, The Wild Robot and Blitz, but I am pretty much certain that Emilia, Perez will get nominated for best sound. The next category is best original score. I have The Brutalist, Emilia, Perez, Conclave, The Wild Robot and Challengers. The other films that can make a surprise entry are Nosferatu, Wicked, Blitz, Sing Sing and The Room Next Door. The first 3 are pretty much locked to get nominated for best original score. The battle will happen for the 4th and 5th spot between The Wild Robot, Challengers, Nosferatu and Wicked, and I pretty much believe that The Wild Robot and Challengers will get nominated for best original score, but Nosferatu is very strong in its technical category, and we can see a switch happening between Nosferatu, Challengers and The Wild Robot, and Wicked can also make a surprise in the best original score. Right now I'm going with The Wild Robot and Challengers to get nominated for best original score. The next category is best original song. I have El Mal from Emilia, Perez, Mi Camino from Emilia, Perez, The Journey from the 6888, Kiss the Sky from The Wild Robot, Compress Repress from Challengers. The other songs that can make a surprise entry are Never Too Late from Elton John, Never Too Late, Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Harper and Will Go West from Will and Harper, and Sick in the Head from Kneecap. I'm 100% certain that the first 3 songs will get nominated for best original song at the Oscars. The battle will happen for the 4th and 5th spot, and I'm right now going with The Wild Robot and Challengers, but Elton John is a legend and there is a huge chance that Elton John will get nominated for best original song. So I might switch it up, but right now I'm going with Kiss the Sky and Compress Repress, and there is a chance that Elton John will get nominated over the Challengers song or the Wild Robot song, and we can see one song getting snubbed for Elton John song as well. There is a possibility, and I will not be surprised if Elton John gets nominated for best original song for Never Too Late. The next category is best documentary short. I have Michaela's Voice, A Letter to the World, Once Upon a Time in Ukraine, I'm Ready, Walden, Incident and Chasing Rue. The other short documentaries that can make a surprise entry are Death by Numbers, The Only Girl in the Orchestra, Eternal Father, Instruments of a Beating Heart, A Swim Lesson, Keeper and The Quillers. So the last 3 Oscar categories are very hard to predict, are very unpredictable, and I might be totally wrong among these as well. But right now I'm going with this top 5, and there is a huge possibility that there will be a lot of snubbing happening with my top 5 as well. I have made this top 5 after doing a lot of research. If I go with my initial gut feeling, I had a totally different list in my mind, but after doing a lot of research I went with this top 5, and we'll see if my gut wins or my research wins. But I can easily see that Death by Numbers, The Only Girl in the Orchestra, Eternal Father, Instrument of a Beating Heart, A Swim Lesson, Keeper and The Quillers can make a surprise entry into the top 5 as well. Especially Death by Numbers and The Only Girl in the Orchestra can make an entry into the top 5, and we can see a snub happening between Chasing Rue, Incident and I'm Ready, Walden as well. So but right now I'm going with this top 5, and I will not be surprised if Death by Numbers and The Only Girl in the Orchestra mix it into the top 5. If I had a top 7, that would be this top 7 as well. The next category is best animated short. I have A Bear Named Watchdog, In the Shadow of the Kypris, Beautiful Men, Maybe Elephants, and Wonder to Wonder. The other animated shorts that can make a surprise entry are Me, A Crab in the Pool, Yuck, Magic Candles, Bottle George, The Wild Tempered Clavier, and The 21. This category also can give me a lot of surprises, but after doing a lot of research, I went with this top 5. My initial gut feeling was with a very different top 5. So again, I have to see that if my gut wins or my research wins, but I am going with this top 5. So there is a huge possibility that Me, A Crab in the Pool, Yuck, and Magic Candles can make a surprise entry into the top 5 as well, as those are the front runners to make a surprise entry into the top 5 for best animated short. The next category is best live action short. I have Anuja, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent, and Orange from Jaffa, Eileen, Room Taken. The other live action short films that can make a surprise entry are The Masterpiece, Dove Cote, I'm Not a Robot, The Ice Cream Man, Paris 70, and The Last Ranger. I am 100% sure that the first 3 will get nominated for the best live action short. The battle is between the 4th and 5th spot between Eileen, Room Taken, The Masterpiece, Def Cote, and I'm Not a Robot. I'll not be surprised if The Masterpiece, Def Cote, and I'm Not a Robot will get nominated over Eileen and Room Taken. So with my research, I'm going with this top 5, but I'll not be surprised if The Masterpiece, Def Cote, and I'm Not a Robot make an entry into the top 5. So these were my predictions in all the 23 categories for the 2025 Oscar nominations, and I will be making a video after the Oscar nominations are announced to discuss what were the surprises and who got nominated. So for that, please subscribe to the channel, and what are your predictions for the Oscars? Write down in the comments below. And if you want to make your own predictions for the Oscars, download the Award Expert app from Google Play Store and Apple Play Store, and follow me there as well. And follow my social media handles @TheNewsTom is the handle name for all the latest updates. So thank you for watching. See you again in the next video. Till then, bye bye. See you. Take care.